Oh boy. What are we gonna play tonight? What are we gonna play quickly? Just do a couple old games before we hit the bed, hit the sack this evening. What are we going to go for?
Give me reasons to doubt, try to keep me down, but I'll put the flame out, you can't get to me. Throw your sticks and your stones, go break
I don't know
all
what
of
to
my
choose, to be
bones.
honest with
You
you.
won't ache my soul, you can't get to me. And there is no barricade that I can tear.
Any suggestions, anybody, if they're there?
Shoot me down, go fire away, but I'm a heavyweight. I'm a heavyweight. I'm a heavyweight.
Alrighty, let's. What are we gonna do here? We've either got ourselves some War Thunder, perhaps some GTA, maybe some Modern Warfare. I want to get Fall Guys as well. I mean, I think it's a pretty decent game.
Push me down to the ground. What goes around comes around.
But I guess we'll have to see.
You can't get to me. Say what you wanna say, go take it all away. But I'm here to stay.
Probably gonna get my secondary PC. Give me a second.
There is no barricade that I can tear away. Shoot me down, go fire away, but I'm a heavyweight. I'm a heavyweight. I'm a heavyweight. I'm a heavyweight. But I'm a heavyweight. I'm a heavyweight. I'm a
Oh boy. Do you know, this is the hardest part about it. Unless you're playing with someone, super, super hard to find out or think about what game you want to play at least. It's so difficult. I think I'm actually going to start off with a little bit, maybe a game or two of War Thunder. I haven't played that in a while. I feel like also like I don't feel like playing anything, which is a problem, man. Do I want to? Do I want to play War Thunder? What do I want to play? Chat. What do I want to play? Hmm. This is so hard. You know what? You know what? I'm gonna go see what's actually available on Steam or something. I may actually buy Fall Guys. Let's go see how much Fall Guys is. 130 rand. I've got a feeling like this game will trigger a lot of people actually. I've got a feeling. Do I want to buy that? I don't know yet. Let's see what's now available on Steam. In fact, let me see if I ever got any games that I haven't downloaded. I mean, Assassin's Creed Unity. That was a good game. Hella buggy. Still is one of the most buggiest Assassin's Creed I've ever seen. But that open world multiplayer, absolutely amazing. I wish they brought it back. Like, I mean, I haven't played all the newer ones, but I don't think you've actually got it, which is very upsetting, I guess. Because I mean, I would have bought it then, and literally played that because, well, it's awesome. Let's face it, it's awesome. Eve is another one. I just haven't really got into Eve. I mean, it's really, really in depth, and well, unless you're willing to spend days. Some people have been playing this game for. I think I read up somewhere where there's a guy that actually played it for about 10 years, and he still doesn't fully understand the game, which is crazy. I mean, how long do you have to play? Okay, the game's constantly updating, but like, you know, I don't want my eyes also look so clouded up. I just had a nap as well, so I slept for a couple hours. Don't know why. Guess work was just extremely tiring. Um, and when I say cloud up, I mean closed up. I've actually got Counter Strike. I bought it. So it's the board one, but I mean, I think I played it a couple times. That's it. There's Black Ops 2, Black Squad, Killing Floor, Ring of Elysium. This game, It was just a rip-off of PUBG at the time, and it's not even a great game, to be honest with you. Svenco, Warframe I actually had as well. Let's actually go look what I've got on Epic stores. Let's see, Epic Games. Oh damn, we've got Remnant. I guess I should probably download that at some point. I think Troy Total Saga was free as well. Did I claim that? I did. I actually did claim it. Actually, let me go have a look at it. I can't remember. I claimed it, but I haven't used. Like, I haven't actually. Here, Earth. Well, Audacious Paris, Prince of Troy. It actually looks alright. It's not great. Oh, it's literally like the movie Troy. I don't know if you guys have seen it. I'm actually just watching this intro video. It actually looks alright. That is a really bad character off of, what's that? Orlando Bloom. Oh, was that Achilles? Oh, it was Achilles. Hence Achilles heel, in case you guys didn't know that, really. It's just a different... It's just a different way of it played out. The movie was different. Okay. Oh, it looks alright. I mean, it's not a great looking game. I'm not exactly sure how this works. If it's a... Looks like it's a strat game. Definitely not a first person. I mean, it's critics recommended by 67%, so what's the recommended specs for it? i5 6th gen, Ryzen 2600X, 8 gigs of RAM storage. Yeah, yeah, the graphics easy. That should do it just fine as well. Free games from the ashes. Don't know if I should do it. I've got that already, but like I don't should download it. I'm a very indecisive person at the moment. Oh no, I was about to say Anna 1800. That's really cheap for $4. Really highly doubt it's that. Tony Hawk. I just saw that. Was that Tony Hawk? Pro Skater 1 and 2. It's the remastered one. I remember that I read somewhere that they were remastering it as well, which is pretty sick, if you ask me. It's cool that they're bringing back some of the older games and just remastering them. But also I feel like at this stage, a lot of game developers and companies have run out of actual ideas for games, to actually build games and sort of storylines. I feel like it's been saturated. I mean, that's obviously not their fault, but like, you know, that's just how it is. You know what I'm saying? It's, yeah. Well, I guess I'm not actually going to game. If I can't make up my mind, I'm not going to game tonight. I'm just going to actually just be in a chat here. I see Shroud. That man, unbelievable. He is a human bot, sir. That is what he is. But I'm actually glad he's back. It's great to watch him again on a decent streaming platform. So yeah, I'm really, really, really happy that he's back there. I'm actually going to throw us into just chatting here in Twitch. Just chatting. That needs to be capital. Cool. We are now in just chatting on YouTube. I mean, I don't know what this is actually on YouTube because I'm actually using. It's pretty cool the setup I've got at the moment. Although, so the plan for me is to be leaving in Feb next year if Corona allows for it. But I mean, our country, South Africa, that is. In case you didn't know where I was from. Actually moved down to lockdown level 2 this evening, which means that alcohol, cigarettes, gyms, things like that are all back on resale because we've actually had a ban for a while. And well, now obviously, without going down to the next level down, travel is made more possible now. So I think they're going to be opening up the borders again, probably end of the year, beginning of next year for travel, which is pretty cool. I mean, we do need it back because our country thrives on tourism. That's what I was looking for. And so I'll be leaving, and then I've actually got a plan to build a decent gaming rig when I get to the UK. Because I've currently got a laptop. It's a Dell G3. It's got 20 gigs of RAM, 1660 Ti, along with an i7 9th gen. So I actually bought it just for the interim, and it's sort of a more affordable way because I didn't want to build like a whole desktop again, because then it's harder to sell when it comes on later. So yeah. But that is the plan there, my friends, with what's going to be happening there. So yeah, I'm looking forward to what February holds. Guess we're gonna have to see if I can actually leave the country at the time. But yeah, I guess so. So yeah. But yeah, with regards to the setup right now, I'm actually doing a real jank setup. I've tried to like do a budget at the moment because I'm saving a lot of cash. Because going from the rand here in South Africa to the UK pound, the British pound, it takes 23 of our rands to get one of their pounds. So, as an example, what I would pay for, let's say, a beer here, let's say I pay 75 rand. That's probably about, let's see. I think obviously there's different pricings and things like that in the UK, like especially London. Alcohol's very expensive. That's where I'm going, by the way. London, and then I think you pay something ridiculous like £5, which is about 100 rand for a craft beer there, which is crazy. I mean, 75 rand is already pushing it in one of the top end craft beers, but going any higher than that and you're not getting one of the top ones is kind of ridiculous, actually. So, it's not exactly ideal. But the point is that I'm going to have to work harder. So the specs I'm actually looking at, I wish I could share my screen here. Funny story, OBS doesn't like doing my full screen, and it does game capture, but then when I do it through Twitch's beta software on here for the streaming, it actually then shows my display. So go figure how that happens. I don't know. But basically the sort of the build that I'm looking at, so I'm actually trying to pull it up here. I was looking at a Ryzen 9. I think it was the 3900X. So that's got 12 cores and 24 threads. And along with that, I was looking at a 2080 Super, which is a hella decent card. I wanted to build a one stream setup instead of having to have two separate PCs for streaming. I wanted to do one. I mean, I stream purely for enjoyment, for creating content purposes. If something comes of it, awesome. If not, then I'm not too worried. I just do it for the fun of it. So that's why I love to be on this platform. That's why I stream to YouTube and Twitch, so that I can just get content out there. It's really fun. In case you don't know, my YouTube channel is Daddymcfluffy as well, same as on Twitch here. So go check it out if you can. Twitter is at a Shaw Riley. There we go. That's it. I type in the chat here. Uh, that is my actual Twitter handle there, which is yeah. Basically, my name. You had another one, and what happened was with my previous account, my previous Twitter account. Funny enough, is basically I ended up creating it when I was 13, or I was four. Was I 13? I think it was 13. So at the time, social media was becoming a bigger thing. A couple all those years ago. I mean, I'm 22 this year, so it was 9 years ago, basically, and social media wasn't as big as it is now. I mean, especially with our generation, I grew up with it, literally just grew into it. And so I created an account and I had it all this time, using it fine. And then all of a sudden, the one day when they started rolling out all those, if you created it, if you are 13, you can't create an actual Twitter account. They actually went and disbanded everybody's accounts that were created, even if it was like 8 or 9 years ago. They went and disbanded my Twitter account and I couldn't recover it. They wouldn't let me recover it, even though I was 20, I think I was 21 last year. Last year, I think, beginning of last year, I was 21 last year, 2022 at the end of this year, but still 21. But anyway, they'd banned my account and for no reason whatsoever, and I couldn't get it back, even though I was 21. It was purely because at the time I could not actually go and I was 13 at the time. So I mean, you can't turn back the clock. There was no law like that all the way back then. And again, that's a European law affecting on South African people. So I don't know. It was controversial at the time. So not that great in my opinion. What happened to me? So then I had to create a new one. That's the long story. And so I ended up at A Shaw Riley. I had to go backwards. Funny enough, being a person, that's also my middle name. Starts with an A. I'll leave that for the guessing game. You can probably find it somewhere. But anyway. And then Shaw, surname, Riley. And that's my first name. So that's what I chose to do for the Twitter handle. And then as for my actual gamer tag, which is sometimes Decimator, it's spelled incorrectly because at the time I was illiterate as hell. I was much younger. I think it was probably about 9 years, not 9 years ago. It was probably about 7 years ago. I think it was when I first came up with that. It was back in the COD on Xbox 360 days where I used to play for a gaming clan here. Very small one. It was just to mess around. But I used to play there, and that's when I came up with it. I can't even remember my original tag, and I changed it to Decimator. I spelled it wrong. I think I spelled it DECEM8TOR. I think it was, but it's spelled wrong. It's supposed to be I think it was an I, which I've changed in a couple of places. But now I've gone to Daddymcfluffy, and the reason is because it's quite a my colleague from work, who's a good friend as well. We'd always be joking, and it came down to him calling me daddy once or whatever it was as a pure joke, which was quite hilarious, and I found it funny. So I took that, and then we were having, I think we were having McDonald's or something at the stage when he did it, and we were having McFlurries. And I was like, oh, that's hilarious. And I thought to myself, and I created it later that evening, and I thought to myself, what did I do during the day? And so I created Daddymcfluffy, and not McFlurry, because obviously that's just like copyright and content creation shit as well. So I came up with Daddymcfluffy. So that's what I did with that, and that's what I stuck with. Obviously now it's a bit of, sometimes people can be like, why is he called that? And it's a weird name, and but hey, that's what I've gone with that. If people don't like it, then too bad. But I mean, like, you get stupid names as well out there that you don't necessarily approve, or exactly, it's all based on opinion. So, I mean, my opinion is that I think it's alright. I think it's pretty cool. I think it's fun. I think it's fun. That's what I've gone with there. It's just as long as what the content that I'm creating is fun for me to do, then I don't mind doing it, even if I don't get anything out of it. So that's the main thing for me. So yeah. But anyway, now see, there's a user in the chat here. I'm not sure. well, user watching at least. I'm not sure where it's coming from. It's actually coming from Twitch. I'm not even sure if it's a bot though, because I've got a couple of bots in here, just helping out with the chat, if just making sure nobody says anything funny or But yeah, it would be nice. Just pop a message in the chat if you're in here. So yeah, just throw in a mods icon there. But yeah, what was I going to say now? What was basically about? Oh, Fall Guys. I was actually going to purchase it. A couple of my friends from work have purchased Fall Guys, and it's. I'm looking. I want to play it like really badly. It's like looks alright, but man, I just don't know. So I just don't know. I see it is actually just Restream Bot and Stream Elements that are in the chat. So yeah. I'm currently talking to myself, but basically what I do is, just in case you actually do end up watching this or somebody comes in, the reason I do this is it actually goes up to YouTube, and because it's a live stream, it turns into actual recording, and so afterwards I can actually download it if I want and edit it. So based off the game that I'm actually doing or whatever I'm actually doing at the time, I can actually just record that later on and upload it again if I need to have a copy of it. So although this is not the highest quality stream, that leads me to the next topic. I'll come to that now. This is not the highest quality stream. I can still download it, edit it, and re-upload. With regards to the servers and stuff like that, when with what happens is, because we're in South Africa, our ISPs, our internet service providers, they give us obviously full speed in South Africa. It's probably the same as in America. I actually see that has changed now, and there's only one person in the chat, so there could have actually been a person in the chat. Sorry about that. So basically what happened is our ISPs give us a certain speed, and internet service providers give us a certain speed to the local stuff here, which I've got 100 meg line, so I get 100 megabytes per second and 20 meg up. But with regards to when it comes to overseas stuff, they've capped us at about a 10 up and a 10 down. Depends on your ISP here. But that means that when we upload to the Twitch servers, or we stream to the Twitch servers in the UK, which is the closest one, or Spain, those are the two closest ones for us, the upload, we are limited. I can only do a maximum of 2,000 kilobytes a second, which is about 2 meg upload, because after 2,100, I think it's on the cusp there, there starts to be massive frame drops, and so the servers, we can't just push to the servers enough. And so the problem is that Twitch, then the stream looks really grainy, and we start getting like hacking, it freezes for a second and then continues, and freezes for a second, continues, and then so it's very hard because we want to produce. I can stream in full HD to YouTube, and that's perfectly fine, and I can do it at full 20 meg up or whatever it is. But when it comes to streaming to Twitch, it's just a problem because we can't do it reliably. There's no Twitch servers in South Africa or in Africa, in that fact. So we actually have to do it directly to the UK, which obviously there's an issue with the bitrate now, because currently I'm seeing at 2,000 kilobytes a second, which is stable, which is good. But yeah, so I don't know. It's just not fair in that sense that there's stuff we can do, or want to do at least, that we can't actually do because there's limitations physically from internet capabilities going overseas. And it's not like even that it's the ISP's fault. I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe they've limited there. But I'd also like to really do that. So that's the plan when I get to the UK, is be able to stream without any issues whatsoever at full HD. So yeah, and I mean, I game a lot. Probably not enough to spend that much money on there. It depends on how the stream goes in the next couple of months, because I'm going to be streaming not a fair amount. I've got some university stuff coming up, so I'll be streaming a fair bit. And then I can see where that goes from there, which will make me decide whether to get a massive desktop PC to actually stream well, or just to get an average game PC just to play, because I like PC gaming, and I don't think I'm going to stop anytime soon. I mean, I also like doing video editing. It's also great to have a nice desktop setup, especially if I can work from home, which is a very good possibility in my field. So yeah, that is the plan when it comes to that. If that works out, then awesome. If not, then too bad. But yeah, no, that's the thing. I don't know how many of you are actually tech heads, but basically I'm a technician slash salesman for my current job. It's just while I'm actually at university, just doing those couple of jobs on the side. I do 3 jobs currently. One is unpaid internship. Um, and then one is a salesman slash technician, which I work on PCs all day. And then the other is also I do research for search engine optimization for an Australian company. It's an insurance company. Well, not an insurance company. It's basically a comparison company for insurances, and basically I do research for that. So they all they each in their own abilities to give me the experience that I need for when I actually go into the working world next year. Where is I going with this now? So basically, yeah, I'll be moving to the UK to do work. So I'm moving there permanently as well. So having a good desktop there, I think would be a good investment, not only in for work purposes, but for gaming purposes as well, for streaming that. So yeah, and thanks to the viewer that is watching. I appreciate you being here. Pop a message in the chat. Feel free. Just chatting on some of those things. Also, I do a lot of tech talk sometimes. It's my job. Like I say, I'm really in love with it. It's how I got into streaming as well as PCs and everything. I started about 6 years ago, actually learning stuff. I've gone to depth, so I've got good understanding of it. And then I built my first PC 6 months later, I think it was. I was doing work in a film company that I worked for about 4 months. I was a personal assistant to the executive director. But I did everything from driving contracts around, organizing the actors and the cast and that, to helping the guys carry around equipment, to actually doing effects like for smoke and things like that on one of the ads. I don't know if I should probably. I can actually probably say it. Basically, we did an advert for Coca-Cola Spain. And it was all local actors, South African actors. But basically, what they do is they actually learn the lines in Spanish, and then but they record it, and they obviously ship it over to Spain, and which then they broadcast it there. And it's super cool because I know all the locations. Is great to see. I mean, we were working at one stage. We worked, I think it was 15 to 16 hours in a day. Got 3 hours of sleep, and the next morning at 3 a.m. we were already up again to record some stuff in Cape Town, which is where I'm from. And it was crazy experiences, which I loved. I mean, I worked there for months, and then I was basically building a database for the company, for the business as well, of all the locations. I think I sorted through about 25,000 photos in 4 months, categorizing each one based on the content that was inside. So if you were looking for a forest, a path, and if you were looking for a river, say for instance, a forest, path, and the river, and a picture had all three, I'd categorize into that. But if you're looking for only like a forest, you could type in forest and it'd pick up that one as well, and it would tell you what else it had, which was pretty cool. I had to go sort that manually, but the problem was I had to compress each and every photo. And what I didn't realize, it was only within the last week of me actually working there before I went back to university, was that there was a program I could use, and I didn't realize that I had to go physically, manually, like compress each one. It took me hours to do maybe 100 photos in a day. And I found out at the end of it, I could have actually done it in one big go, uploaded all 20,000 photos into this program that I managed to find, and compress every single one with one click. It would have taken maybe about 5 hours, but then that would have also put me out of a job, and I wouldn't have realized it until the end. So I'm fortunate that I actually picked it up, that I actually could do that because I think I was left with a couple thousand photos at the end of it. Um, but I'm so glad I picked it up, to be honest with you. I'd been sitting there for another month or so. I would have probably had to have done it even when I wasn't working for them technically, because they were paying me per day and I had to travel quite far. I think it was about 25 k's. It's about 10 to 12, 20, 10 to 15 miles, which is fairly far. And I had to take the bus while public transport. It wasn't reliable at the time. Basically, we actually had for Cape Town when the World Cup was here in 2010. We had a bus service called the My City Bus Service created, where they've got specific lines or lanes. This is probably more common in Europe and things like that. It's not that common here in Africa, sort of thing. So they actually had bus lanes and then certain routes that these buses would take, and then you press a button, you get off. It was a new concept for us. It wasn't something that was available. It was very cheap transport, but it took forever. So for me to get from my house to my work location took me probably about an hour to 2 hours, almost. I think it could have taken me. And then I would still have to walk up this hill. Now, this hill was probably about a 33, probably a 30, between a 20 to 33-degree incline on this hill. And the one morning, I think I was stupid enough to actually just say to myself, because the reason I was going up the hill, okay, so basically the bus would stop at the bottom, and then another bus would pick me up from this other station to go up the top as a connecting bus. But the problem is it would take probably between, I don't know, 20 to 40 minutes for the second bus to come. And by that time, it was almost 9 o'clock, and I was due in the office at 8:30. So what I did was, it was quicker for me to walk up this massive hill, which is probably about 2 kilometers. But uphill was probably about, yeah, I'd say it's that angle. And it actually took me probably about 20 minutes to get up that hill. And the one morning I was almost late, because I can't stand being late. That's the one thing I can't stand. I have to be on time. And I usually get there before time. I was This particular morning, it took long. Some buses had broken down, so there's less on the route and things like that. And I decided I needed to now run up this hill. And boy, look, I was fit at the time. I mean, for the last, obviously with lockdown happening the last 4 months, I haven't really gone out, mainly because I've been working. I'm in the ICT industry, for those who weren't here when I said it, but I work as a technician slash salesman. And basically, obviously, we couldn't really leave our houses, and that we were very limited on the times we could go to do physical exercise. So it was between I think it was between 6 and 9 in the mornings, and my job started at 9 o'clock, but I had to wake up at about 6 o'clock, get ready, because I also walked to work, or walk to work still as well. It keeps me a bit fit, and it also gives me a chance to like take a break in the mornings, and like just reflect on things. But by the time I'd get there, I'd usually get there about 8:30, 8:15 time, because then you have to sweep the store, you have to do cash ups, we do all the monetary things, we have to make sure stock is packed out correctly, we have to, at this stage, when it came to lockdown, we had to disinfect all laptops, we have to disinfect ourselves, we have to wipe them down all the time. There's a lot of admin, so we have to do stock transfers between branches, emails, phone calls, follow up on clients, do technical work. Now, there's only probably the maximum there's in our store is about 4. Uh, so, but the thing is, we just kept extremely busy throughout the day. Sometimes we really did, but hey, that's retail for you. But the point is that I like to get there early so I can get that done. So that's why I leave so early in the mornings and things like that. But also when it comes to the exercise, I didn't have time to go and actually do exercise in the mornings. Now there was an evening period as well, so you could actually go between 5 and 6, I think it was. No, it was between 4 and 5. And what happened is my job ends at 5. So by the time I get, no, I lie. It is from 5 to 6. Sorry, I remember now. So between 5 till 6. So I would finish work at 5 and I'd walk home. That takes me 20 minutes to walk home. Now, by the time I've got home, I haven't eaten all day. Okay, my fault, yes, but I haven't eaten all day. So I still need to grab something to eat and something light, before dinner and all that sort of thing. And so when I finish, by the time I finish, it's already 22, 22 6 now, and I like to go for a run, but I like to go for a 5 kilometer run. It's either 5 kilometers or 10 kilometers. I can't do anything less, can't do anything more than those two. And so for a 5 kilometer run, it takes me about 26 minutes to half an hour, around about there. That's what it roughly does. Because I know for 3.3 Ks takes me about 20 minutes. So I just add on another 10 minutes or so for that. So it's about 5 minutes per kilometer almost. Probably a little bit more. But basically, by the time I actually get there to actually go and do exercise, I've got 20 minutes left. So I can maybe do 3Ks. And because I'm a bit OCD with that sort of thing, I can't stand not doing like an even number. And so that's what drives me insane, is not doing an even number for exercise. But that's why I couldn't do exercise. So now that we've actually gone down to lockdown level 2, and lockdown level 3 was a bit more lenient, but it still wasn't in the preferable times for work and that for myself. So for the lockdown level 3 now, the times that we can actually go for physical exercise and no limits in that should be a lot longer now. I see the gyms are opening up again. I actually had a gym contract which I cancelled in Feb. This was before Corona even hit, before COVID-19 hit South African shores. I actually cancelled my gym membership because I was going to varsity now, and it's being third year. Things get really hectic because at my university we do a special thing called brand challenge at the end of the year, which takes up 4 weeks, a whole month. And basically we work for clients for marketing and stuff like that. Or we get together. And this year is different, obviously, with working from home and that. We've been actually given the opportunity to work with different people from there's 4 different campuses in South Africa. And basically it's given us the opportunity to actually work with these other people from different campuses. So it's going to be interesting. And that's what I really enjoy, is being able to work with people online, because that's the way my job's going to go. So it's really great. It's the way forward. And so I'm quite happy about that as the option. But I'm hoping lockdown level 2 is going to be a lot better for the country when it comes to economics and stuff like that. So yeah. And also, I'm just looking forward to getting out a bit, going to see a couple of friends, see some family again. I didn't see my grandparents in 4 months, of which I'm very close with them. Same with my other gran, very close with her. So it was very difficult not seeing family. So to all those of you who haven't seen family, or haven't seen friends, or haven't been able to go do your general daily lives, it's going to get better, and it's getting better very slowly. So hopefully you've been able to hang in there, and we can get through everything together. And that's what this channel, this stream, this name, this brand, Daddymcfluffy, was created for, was for me to be able to bring some content to some people, to myself even, during this tough time, just to make sure that I've got something to do. And also for people to watch, because if I enjoy doing it, hopefully some other people find my content enjoyable. I see, there's 6 other people that find it enjoyable so far, so I'm kind of happy about that. So yeah, hoping to grow this, and then hopefully by middle of next year I will have a new PC, so I can really do some great content in full HD, and then also we go from there, sort of thing. So yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to with that. But anyway, I see it's now 5 to 11 here in the evening. Just wondering if nobody pops in with a message. I think I'm going to log off for the evening. And then I'll be back on either tomorrow evening or Monday evening again, Central African time, for some more streams of games. I'll probably be playing with my good friend, The Bully. Go follow him on his channel as well. He's got some great content there. We stream together. We play together. We used to work together. And so he's got some great content there. So go give him a follow as well. And yeah, so I'm going to be in here. I'm just going to pop us into... I'm going to actually leave us here. So just pop a message in the chat if you do come in the next minute or so, or if you're already here. And then we can see if we can continue the stream. If not, I'm going to end it in the next 5 to 10 minutes. All right then, cool. I'll be right back. Gonna go get some water. Okay, I'm right back now. I actually just thought of something now as an interesting topic was my previous desktop that I actually owned and sold to a guy who does video production. Basically, the PC I built up over a period of, I'd say, about 2 years, upgrading individual components slowly. I can't actually, there's a couple that I can't remember who I sold to. Obviously, in this sort of market and that, at the time I was working for it and I spent a lot of money, probably about 30,000 Rand, which is about £1,300, about $1,500, which was decent at the time. So basically, I started off my very first PC. I actually used an old case of mine. It was a Sahara case. It was actually done by the Guptas here in South Africa. A lot of people, foreign people, will not know who they are. The Guptas are basically the people, I'm sure you've seen Jacob Zuma, our previous president here, who actually was taking bribes and for political stance with them and stuff like that. But basically, there was a case from them, a company that they owned. This is many years before they actually were found to be doing the fraud and things like that. So, oh yeah, sorry. There was something on my lip here, by the way. Just scratched off. I think it's from where I had some dinner. Very gross. But anyway, so what I first had was a Z370 Pro 4 motherboard from ASRock. 4 DIMM slots, 2 PCIe, 16 lanes, 1 8, and 2 4s. It didn't have any RGB either, which sucked. But at the time, I didn't know about it. I got myself probably the most not overrated, but underrated chip for its time, the i3 8100, the 8th generation. And that chip, they'd just come out now, and they were decent. They were decent chips. I could game all right in it. It became a bottleneck afterwards. I also paired it with a 1050 Ti, the Zotac 1050 Ti. Fantastic card. Zotacs are amazing for cooling. They keep frosty. I think mine used to sit down around about 23 degrees Celsius. Absolutely amazing. Really great stuff. And then I obviously had Windows 10, etc. And then I went on to get a new case, a new CPU as well. I ended up going for the i7 8700, a 6-core 12-thread CPU. And then I also upgraded my card to a 1060. So it was only one level up, but I had the Asus Strix 1060 as well. So that gave me extra. It was an OC one, I must add. And not only was it OC, it also had RGB, which is fantastic. So, and I also didn't have headers on there as well. So yeah. I'm just trying to see here now. So basically, also when it came to that, I'd got that, and then I also bought myself an NVMe SSD from Samsung as well, which was the 960 Evo. Fantastic to run an operating system on, great to run some games on, absolutely amazing. So I actually had that for a while. I upgraded the case to the Raid Max Zeta. I did it for the airflow. It was a very open case, which is nice. I threw in some Raid Max RGB fans on the front, 3 at the top, 3 at the front. So that made 6 fans. I also went for an air cooler. It was the Deep Cool Gamax GT. Now that thing kept all of my entire CPU under full load at 4.3 gigahertz across all cores and threads, obviously, at a maximum of 60 degrees, which was decent. You can get it a lot lower, but I mean, for that performance, it wasn't bad. Then moving on, I bought a new graphics card. I wanted to up my graphics card performance, which I went for a Vega 64 from AMD. Now that card at the time I got for about 5,000 Rand, which is about, what was it, about £200, I think it was at the time. It was the wrong price. They were supposed to price it at 10,000, so it was half price. But a week later, I returned it for a warranty case, and it was making ridiculous coil whine. And when I returned it, I got my money back, and I ended up buying the 5700 XT. The day it came out, I got the not the ref. I think it was the reference one by XFX, and I got the reference card. It was a blower style. That was so loud. That thing would go up to 100 degrees super quickly. Super powerful card there, don't get me wrong. The only problem that I have with AMD is that the drivers are not optimized like they are on NVIDIA. And also with NVIDIA, you can do NVENC, which is their own little encoding chip, which I'm actually using to do this stream with. Which allows you, it's their own separate little chip on their graphics cards that does encoding, so it takes a lot of load off the GPU and the CPU. So yeah, that's what I decided to do there. So I got that, which was pretty awesome at the time. So and then what happened was I decided to go for a MacBook Pro. Basically, I was doing my second year, which was last year in July time. Yes, July time. And what I ended up needing, my laptop, I had an HP. What did I have? An HP Pavilion 15. It had an A9 9410 chip in it. I paid like 10,000 Rand for it, which was about 500 600 pounds. It was a dual core, dual thread. Now, I had no idea what PC stuff meant in those days when I bought it. It was 2016, so it was a while ago, and I didn't know much about it. And also, the sales guy, this is what I can't stand. This is why I've tried to change it. Basically, what was happening... Sorry, I just had to type something here. Basically... They lied to me and they said it was a brand new. Well, they didn't lie to me. They told the truth, but they said it was a good chip, this, that, and the other. I could have an i3 7th gen, which was all right, or 6th gen, or whatever it was. Just didn't like the trackpad. It was terrible. The HP was nice. It had Bang & Olufsen speakers, decent speakers. But that PC gave me issues. It had AMD CPU, AMD graphics card, and it had a nightmare. This was before they became better than Intel. And so, yeah, so I got that, wasn't happy with it, tried to return it, they wouldn't take it back. And so came to last year when I was doing my brand activation. And basically what that is you work for another company, provide, or work for an organization, provide them with how to activate a brand. So that's where you go out and you actually go and do like make people aware of the brand. So basically what we ended up doing there was we were working on Google Docs all day and multiple tabs and stuff like that. Now my laptop had 6 gigs of RAM. It had a dual core. It had it was all right graphics card. But that thing, even with a solid state in, was so slow, and I could barely stay on a Google Doc. It would like freeze while I was loading a Google Doc. So I said I'd had enough. I wanted to buy something that was worth my time and effort, which means basically I had to work for that. So it took me about 5 months to get that. I mean, I don't earn much every month, but it's enough to get me to the UK next year. But basically, when it comes to it, I bought it. At the time it was the 2018 model, so it was the better of the keyboards. Still gives a little bit of issues now and then, which I should probably send it in for, but yeah, anyway, so I ended up doing that. I bought it and I haven't looked back since. It's been fantastic. I love the battery life. I love getting all the new updates and everything like that. So I was really chuffed with what I bought there. So hopefully it lasts me a bit longer. If not, well, then I'll probably go for a Windows. I've also got this laptop now, which is my gaming laptop. So I'm hoping that this will do alright. I'm probably going to end up selling at the end of the year when I actually leave for the UK. Then I don't have to carry around this big heavy thing in a suitcase and that. Although I'd probably need to get, I don't know if I'd be able to buy one in the UK when I get there. So I'd have to see how it goes. But yeah, that's the plan. So yeah. Anyway, basically, I don't think anybody else is going to be joining in the chat this evening. So thank you to those who did join in, who are watching at the moment. If you are there, please pop a follow so you can get some notifications next time I stream. I'll be back on tomorrow evening or Monday evening. And so I would like to thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Cheers.